Praise be to the Triune God. I would like to specially appreciate Carmel MTC Youth Fellowship, Liverpool, for prayerfully initiating this Lenten podcast. Let me also appreciate Sehion MTC Church Hull and Christos MTC Church, Newcastle, for joining in this gospel proclamation during these sacred 50 days of Lent. By calling us to fast, the church invites us to feast. Lent is an invitation to feast upon God's word. Lent is not merely about giving up, it is about growing up in grace. Through this podcast, we reflect on the theme of transformation through the first sign of our Lord at the wedding in Cana, recorded in John chapter 2 verses 1 to 11. Let us reflect on this passage in three movements, three steps in our Lenten journey. Number 1, Lent reveals our emptiness. Mary says in verse 3, they have no wine. A wedding is a time of joy and celebration. But the moment the wine runs out, celebration collapses. In John's Gospel, wine symbolizes joy and fullness. The absence of wine represents insufficiency, in other words, human limitation. Transformation begins where human resources end. Lent is a season where God allows us to recognize our emptiness. Our strength fails, our plans fall short, our joy dries up, and in that moment, Christ steps in. If you are going through a challenge, a question, or a crisis, do not drift away. Perhaps Jesus is preparing you to understand the reality of human finitude so that you may witness divine transformation. Man's extremity is God's opportunity. Number 2, Lent Reorders Our Obedience. The scene is filled with confusion, but Mary gives a simple instruction in verse 5. Do whatever he tells you. This is the turning point of the story. Before transformation, there must be obedience. Obedience brings order to chaos. Jesus says, fill the jars with water. The servants fill them, not halfway, but to the brim. This is absolute obedience. This is an important insight. Transformation often comes after faithful obedience. Obedience is the soil in which God's miracles take root. Lent invites us to reorder our lives, not around our desires, but around His Word. Finally, Lent results in transformation. There were 6 stone jars meant for Jewish purification, for external cleansing. But Christ transforms that water into wine. This is more than a miracle. It is a movement from law to life, from ritual to renewal, from jar to chalice, and from external washing to inner transformation. In the desert, Jesus multiplies bread to feed the multitude. At Cana, He turns water into wine. These are not isolated wonders. They are revelations of salvation. Bread becomes the symbol of His body. Wine becomes the symbol of His blood. This is who Jesus is, the one who transforms what we place in His hands. The one who transformed water at Cana is the same one who offered Himself at Calvary. At Cana, wine is provided. At Calvary, wine is refused. The one who gave wine in joy would pour out His blood in love. At Cana, he saves a celebration. At Calvary, he saves the world. If Cana reveals his glory, Calvary reveals his love. From Cana to Calvary, Christ is the Lord who transforms. My dear friends, during this Lenten season, let us journey with Jesus towards a transformed life. May God bless us all.